Good morning and hope you all have been well. In today's video, we are going to be continuing on with our Pokemon Reborn Let's Play. And this is part 110 of the Let's Play, just to let you guys know. Yeah. And this will be the final episode of the Pokemon series, most likely, so I thought I would let you guys know that. But anyways though, let's go on ahead and check out what everybody else has got to say before we most likely end off this series. God, it feels so weird saying that, cause like, I don't know, it feels so weird, man. It really does. Oh, Alon, hey, I was just saying hi to Luna here. Take. Taka was telling me all about your journey through time, how fascinating. But where are my manners? Time travel must be exhausting. Would you like a refreshment? Some tea, perhaps? Sure. Oh, me too then, if that's alright. Certainly. Father, can you fetch our guest something to drink from the cafe? Of course, I will be right back. Okay, I need to ask. Those cat ears you're wearing look pretty good on you, but why is he... Oh, I told him that if he was serious about repairing our relationship, he needed to put in the work to act like a real father. I might have told him parents and children coordinate their outfits. You're more mischievous than I remember. 10 years may as well be an eternity even for a man his age. Losing everyone he felt he was meant to serve filled him with many doubts. I had no interest in his attempts to reach out to me at first. Shelley is sweet to a fault though, spoke to me when she thought he really was trying, so I've been spending more time with him, but you can hardly blame me for teasing him, can you? And he was so excited when I convinced him to first wear the cat ears because we matched. Well, it's our thing now, I suppose. I'm glad you two have managed to make peace. 10 years really is a long time. Lots of people have spoken about what a good influence Shelley is too. Certainly. Shelley has done a fine job, but she can hardly take all the credit. She has been supported by a brilliant Elite Four. But I forget myself. They were out of tea, I'm afraid. Apparently somebody drank the entire stock to wash down the taste of bad brownie. No worries about it then. A brilliant Elite Four though. Does that mean you still have the job even after this long? No, he's just trying to be nice. Ilola Valley is beautiful to battle in certainly, but I must admit, I always admired the complex and elaborate rooms members of the Elite Four had at the League. And as my father and I spent more time together, well, I had one of the region's most accomplished trainers to spar with. Is it any wonder I rose through the ranks? I am hardly the first to inherit a position in the league from her past. Oh wow. Congratulations, Luna. That's really cool. Do you enjoy it? I must say, I do. Battling is fun and being in the league allows me to tell a story as I do, and somehow, she finds time to do so much more on top of an already demanding job. You never let my praises go unsung, do you, Father? Yes, well, Shelley has taken a great interest in the history and culture of Reborn, wanting to ensure we don't lose sight of our past. Thanks to Father, I have access to much of the teachings and other documents from long ago. I do love storybooks, and you can find many gems of truth and wisdom within them, but sometimes history can be a compelling storybook on its own, no? As Shelley has been cataloging and recording and sharing much of the region's history and culture, I've been helping her by providing context or personal notes, things that you only really find in journals and records from my family or yours. That's brilliant. There was a lot of our family's teachings I could never stand, but my father was only one man and one with many burdens and flaws. I get that now, especially after meeting Well, Celebi helped me see that perhaps there's still some good in our old traditions. Precisely. And even where there were mistakes, it's good to know that they were and how we made them, sorry. It's taken, sorry. It's never the path I saw our teachings taking, but this is a newer, happier time, and I think I've gotten old enough to know I'm a little too old to be deciding what's best anymore. I'm sure young people like the two of you, like Luna here and Shelly, will lead us to great things, and I can only apologize in advance that back in your time, it may take me longer than it should to realize this. I'm sure your own future will end up just as bright as it has for us. I'm glad you're well, Taka. I'm glad you're well too, Luna. That's a really fun little conversation there. Elite 4. You know, when we were young, Luna always said she wanted to be nothing like her dad, and I could hardly blame her. We had that in common. It's funny how things turn out. I guess 10 years of peace are pretty good conditions for people to better themselves, though. I wonder what ways I'll end up like my father. I hope I end up more like Tob, though. Elite 4, I'm sure if he had been a little younger, my father would have been a member of the Reborns when the league started. He was fearsome in battle, and I like to think I was rather good too, although I'm rather too old to be throwing Pokeballs these days. And now my daughter fills that role too. I spent so long trying to make her follow my family traditions, and yet here she's made one I never considered. Truly, this is a wonder of the younger generation. I can only imagine the brilliant things in store for Taka's future too. Did you know that Taka and I grew up together? Just as my father served his, I was meant to serve him. That was why I did the whole maid thing, you know. Neither of us could stand our fathers, but I still believed that was my duty. Taka never wanted that though, and it took me far too long to see it. It took me 10 years to make the same strides that he did, but here we are now. Take care of him back in your time. He deserves a break after everything. Shelly too. She'll grow into a brilliant young woman, but I know 10 years ago she'd only just started to get confident on everything really, but I trust you to keep an eye on them. I can't imagine people will have a hard time growing into their best selves with you around. I think that's some really good advice overall, and I think it's something a lot of people need to hear. You know, time is something that a lot of people like worry about, you know, but what truly matters is you're at a better place when you get to the better place. It's not necessarily good or to expect things to change for the better immediately. It's something that just takes time, especially effort as well. I cannot say this enough. I'm a firm believer that with time and effort, you can definitely get yourself out of the hole, get yourself in a better position, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, or a combination of all three. It is most definitely possible if you really take the time to work on yourself. And it is something that Kane has brought up too, that even if you feel like trash, just feel like trash that can do it still. But slowly but surely as you get better, hopefully by then, you know, that mentality of just feeling like you are just, you know, garbage kind of slowly fades out, you know. Hey, great to see you too. They're out of tea and the brownies are terrible, but this cafe is still pretty cool. And you even get to witness something marvelous, something you'd never see back in your own time. Majesty, Monarch of Monody, Archon of Administration, Adrian sitting down and taking a break. Art, come on. I was never that bad, I took breaks. I mean, when people made me at least. Seems like you're a lot less stressed out now. Well, having such a brilliant and proactive champion helps. I'm sure I'd be just as relaxed after 10 years of Elan as champion too. Helps that you stop trying to do about 20 people's jobs at once too, and learn to actually delegate. I can't exactly take credit for that with you right here. You two saw how we were coordinating the response to all the new world messes. Based out of a nightclub, yeah? Turns out Arclight here has a real knack for that sort of thing. Yeah, I guess I've done all that. Alright, sorry. Realized I could do a lot of good out there. Got into a lot of community organizing eventually, took over a lot of Adrian's jobs, responsibilities, so they could actually rest from time to time. You wouldn't believe how much more willing people are to talk to you about public policy or whatever. When you're that cool guy from TV or radio, that's wonderful. It sounds like you're making a real difference out there, though I think you were before too. I always like to listen to you on the radio and stuff, made me feel better about being stuck somewhere I didn't want to be. Be careful, the praise might go to his head. Hey, quiet. I'm used to praise from fans. If that was gonna grow my ego, it would have caused problems years ago. Happy I could help though. Pass that on, go back to your time and try to help people out too. Just having someone to talk to can help a whole lot of people. Thanks, both of you really, for everything. I mean, we've heard a lot about what an amazing champion Shelly is, but it's obvious for things to be as good as they are, she must have a great team supporting her too. We do our best, even if there are some issues still. Every time we work on a major project, it feels like we spend just as much time on something silly. Usually that something silly is finding another Vulpix room. I swear she stashed them everywhere. Hey, I'm not complaining. If we're stumbling on secret rooms hidden away by the former champions, I take rooms of Vulpix plushes over anything Lid did any day of the week. Can't argue with that. Hey Alon, Shelly's done an amazing job as champion. Go back to your time and do an even better job. If I choose the wrong person, that'll make me look really bad. With people like you working on the administrative side, I think Reborn is in good hands whoever is champion. Thanks. I appreciate the faith, and you too. I'm sure you can make a difference, just like Ark said. I'll see you two around. Yeah, see you later. Enjoy the party. Shelly went all out, especially given how last minute this was. You know, when Victoria stopped helping out at the Grand Hall to focus on Apothel, while we were still dealing with the New World aftermath, I thought I was going to drown in paperwork, but everyone helped out and these days I can actually even relax. Seriously though, are you okay? Being flung into the future is pretty rough, I get it. I used to wish I could go back. Sometimes I still do, but mostly I'm glad that I've made a life for myself here. I'm happy you get to go back to your time though. Treasure the next 10 years you get to spend with everyone. And like I said, be the best champion Reborn has ever seen. Who'd have thought that letting you all run, I mean basically just disaster response out of my club, would lead to all of this. Sorry you ended up getting flung through time for all of that. I hope it wasn't too long for you at least. I'm sure you'll do a great job with it when you get back to. Oh, and watch out for some of the legendaries when you get back. I heard that dealing with a few of them got real weird. That is very true. Alright, Cal, I heard some rumors you are making up some goofy lies or something. Let's check this out. Voice crack there. Taka, Alan, hey, it's been a while. Oh, Cal, hey. You're looking pretty well after everything. Hey man, I get it. We're both reminders from a pretty bad time in each other's life. But the past is in the past. We can be friends. That's... Thanks, honestly. Your brother always said you were... Well, you're a lot chiller than I thought. So, how is Blake anyway? I haven't seen him around anywhere. Oh yeah, he's not gonna show up. He moved to Or a while back, talking about how there's nothing for him in Reborn anymore. Isn't that region another like fan-made game region? I don't remember, it sounds familiar. Never mind, that's back to an older game, Pokemon Coliseum, which I've never really played that game, so... Yeah, but I thought the name sounded familiar. And that Mount Battle was better than any Pokemon League anyway. He tried to take on the Reborn League after everything stabilized and kept losing to Charlotte. That tracks. Both the losing and him reacting by leaving the region and saying the league was bad anyway. Yeah, he's just like that. But he's actually doing well last I heard. Immediately got distracted from the whole Mount Battle thing by the battle sims that are popular over there. Apparently he had such a knack for solving them, now he's gotten pretty successful at making them himself. I thought he was just being himself when he told me, but I looked it up and it sounds like he was telling the truth. Huh. So he's basically like a video game developer or something. Pretty much, although don't call him that. Even though game dev is probably like his dream job, he gets pretty elitist about his job, insists on being called, what was it? Oh, I remember, a VR visionary. Well, it's pretty nice to know even he's managed to carve out a nice life for himself. There's gotta be hope for everyone if he's doing well, right? You know, that's a pretty good way of looking at it. Even if it's not been 10 years for you, you've grown up. Took me a long time to be able to say this to myself, and you are probably the same. So maybe it'll help if you hear it from someone else first. I'm proud of you, Taka. That's not... You know, I feel like everyone I met thanks to Celebi would give me a hard time if I didn't just say thanks, so... thanks. Anyway though, you've told us about your brother. What are you doing these days? Me? Oh, well, that's, I mean, I've been traveling abroad a lot, spending a lot of time in other regions. Oh, that's cool. Is that a work thing or what? Oh no, it's, a boyfriend. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's it. I have this boyfriend who travels a lot, so I travel to spend time with him. He's, super busy though, so he's never had time to come to Reborn for anybody to meet him. I got you. It's the person that I wouldn't know because they go to another school. I got you. Oh, sorry for hitting the desk there. Just in case you were planning to ask anybody else about him, that's... sure, I won't ask then. Cool. Anyway, you probably have a bunch of people you want to chat to, so... catch up more later? Sure, I'll see you around. Hi again, Alon. Sorry if I was weird back there. Even after 10 years, it's still kinda weird chatting to people like him. Like, hey, how are you? Remember when we were terrorists together? But it's nice that things have worked out so well. Hey, Sierra. Alon, it's lovely to see you again, and Taka, I'm sure Luna will be very happy to see you. Be sure to speak with her if you haven't already. Oh, yeah, I was chatting to her again. Thanks, Miss Volclan, sorry. Miss Volclan. I suppose even a new hairstyle can't hide age. That might have been a bothered me a few years ago, but modeling again has definitely helped with my confidence. People assume one requires the other, but they usually have it backwards. Although I'm so busy with the rest of my work, I rarely ever have time to model anymore. It must be pretty stressful having a full-time job on top of being a gym leader, right? Gym leader? I quit that job years ago. I think Adrian was rather relieved when I did. The repair bills I kept sending them when challengers destroyed my mirrors were getting ridiculous. The new ice leader still set up her gym in my Spinal Town. In Spinal Town though, sorry. It's a small world, I suppose. But there I go getting nostalgic. I didn't just get back into modeling, I got back into fashion as a whole. One day I'm digging out my old sewing machine, next thing I know, all my old contacts are reaching out, asking if I can make an outfit for one of their clients to wear on the runway, not to mention all the private commissions too. You meet all sorts doing that work. Like the woman that commissioned a gorgeous custom wedding dress from me, and appears to have been using it as an everyday clothing ever since. Tara? Question mark? I would safely assume that's probably Tara. Your life does sound pretty hectic. It is, but in a good way. My son is thriving. Well, Luna is also thriving. And that's given me room to thrive too. But I don't want to keep you two. Everyone's come out to say hello. I won't take all of your time. Well, thanks, Miss. Thanks, Sierra. And good luck with all the clothes stuff. It sounds like you're having fun. You know, that circus acrobat woman, she's sweet, and you think with how she acts and dress she'd be very in the know. But I don't think she knows the first thing about fashion. She just assumed that because I made clothes that I make jewelry too, that those are just the same thing. Tried to commission an elaborate and elegant engagement ring from me. I had to turn her down. It's not really my skill set, but hopefully she finds someone to do what she wants. I'm glad I'm past the point in life where seeing people in love just made me feel bitter. It's nice to be happy for others. Oh. Hey, Noelle and Radimus, I would assume? Because I definitely don't think that's, Anna. And speaking of that, I kind of wonder... Actually, no, I don't think Anna is here. Same with Lynn. It would have been kind of cool to see Anna and Lynn somewhere, but I guess they're somewhere. My, do I hear footsteps approach? Our guest of honor, perhaps. Here we go again, I suppose. Alan, Taka, it is wonderful to see you both return. And of course, what a better way to welcome the guest of honor than with a gift. The gift of a personal meeting with the greatest artist in all of Reborn. Nay, all of the world. Dad, I told you to stop saying that. You're an artist now. I thought chess was your whole thing. No, no, no. Wrong on all counts, I'm afraid. Firstly, I haven't played chess in years. I switched to a far more fitting pursuit for my new lifestyle. Secondly, I am not the artist. It is my darling son here. Sure, fine. Hey, good to see you again. It's good that you're safe. Shelly always said you were gonna be fine and you showed up again, though, so I wasn't worried. Hey, I like your new look. It's pretty funky. Suits an artist. So, how'd that even happen? It's no big deal. Shelly and I met a Xerneas one time and well, I had a new appreciation for color, so I started to paint. And I didn't limit myself to just oils on the canvas. And some people seemed to like my work, so I kept doing it. Some people seem to like it. That doesn't even begin to cover your success. From the finest galleries in Kalos to the most exclusive resorts in Sinnoh, Noelle's art is on display in some of the most prestigious places around the world. Why, just last year, he set the record for the most money a living artist has ever sold a single piece for. I still don't think that should count when you just showed up to an art show, which I didn't even tell you was happening, and outbid the next guy by a factor of 10. Can you blame me? What a better thing to spend my fortune on than an original piece by such a brilliant young artist. That's really cool though overall. I like that. That I can display proudly in my home. Didn't you steal that whole fortune from his dad? For a moment. We don't talk about that. Anyway, time travel, how fascinating. You must tell me everything. Sorry about him. After things settled down, he decided it was his mission in life to be the best father ever, whatever that means. He's a little much. Must be nice too. Never mind. The time travel was alright, we met some interesting people. You said you don't play chess anymore? Yes, I am a lover of strategy and mind games. I always thought chess was the perfect game for me, but it can be so solitary, can it not? Hardly an appropriate way for a family man to spend his time. Alright, sorry for the pause there. I had to go take my dog out for a little walk. Friends, you are looking at the world champion of Monopoly. Let's go. I don't think I've ever said this on the channel. I love Monopoly. The problem is no one really wants to play with me anymore. I don't know. I love Monopoly. It's so much fun. God, it reminds me. I want to find a way to get a printed out thing. I brought it up to like a few internet friends. They refused to play it. But I found this thing. It's like Ultimate Monopoly. And it is the most absurd thing I've ever seen, but I love it. I would just honestly love to have something like that and have it like framed and put it on the wall or something. I think that is so cool. But to be fair, I do want to play it, but I don't think I really would ever have the opportunity to play it with people. But it's all good. But either way, that's cool to see. You keep saying so, but that title still doesn't exist. It exists in his heart, Noel. That's all that matters. My brilliant son, always so sharp. It is a title that... Alrighty then. It is a title that exists in my heart. And once I get enough participants to set up a world championship, it shall exist to the world. I will join you on that. Let me know if you ever need anything, Alon. I owe you a lot. You too, Taka. Even though that feels more like my father's debt than mine, I'll keep that in mind, and enjoy your family time. Yeah, all things considered, I always do. To think all the time I lost being separated from my son, I want nothing more than to take back all those lost years, but I will make do with making up for it instead. I struggled to truly understand him for quite some time, but he seems to crack a smile at my antics more often these days, so I can only hope I'm doing something right. He's trying his best, although I wish he'd stop telling people I'm some kind of divine gift to artistry. Samson approached me the other day saying he heard about me from my dad, wanted to commission me to make some kind of bright, colorful, extravagant engagement ring. It's not like I can't make it, but I prefer to work in my own style. I know he's just trying to be supportive, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea about my work. Fair enough. Oh. That's, Oh. I know what, not Zumi, Lumi and Eve. I think that's Lumi. Sometimes I mix up the twins. But who's the other? We met Laura, we met Charlotte. I know Shade wasn't here. What other gym leaders have we not met? Julia, it might be Julia. Heather isn't here. No, I'm dumb. Heather's up. She's right there. I'm dumb. I don't know, actually. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Eve. My bad. I know I always mix up the two names. Right, so can you explain again what you were doing right before the power cut? Sure, I was... Alon, Taka, hey. Eve, look who it is, they're here. Yes, I can see that, but what about the... Fine, yes, we could talk about work later. Hey, you two, welcome back. Hey, Eve. And... Oh, come on, don't you recognize me? Not cool, I thought we were all friends. Okay, so it is Julia. Julia, you have changed your hair color, style, and clothes, and are 10 years older. Of course they don't recognize you. Oh, right. Well, hey, it's me, Julia. Julia like the Peridot gym leader Julia, the cheerleader that likes explosions? Formally. Well, the cheerleader and explosion stuff anyway. Julia here, very responsible, decided that if she's going to keep using the power plant as her gym, that she could help out with it instead of causing trouble. I started running the power plant a few years back. It's much more efficient now. Everyone seems happy with my work. Julia showed such enthusiasm that I agreed to let her work and help out with the maintenance there too. Eve is a great boss, so hands-on, always around to help me out and make sure nothing goes wrong. I was pretty hands-off until you'd been working there for about a week. Anyway, enough about work. Time travel must have been fascinating. Yeah, it was. I met some really interesting people, which now includes everyone, sorry. I know, but 10 years older, I guess. Speaking of, did Lumi? Doing brilliantly, fully cured and recovered. She sends big apologies that she couldn't make it today, but she's traveling the world. Good for her. She always dreamed of traveling, but was always either too sick or too trapped in some dude's body with me. So when she got better, she took the chance. Oh, that's a relief. A shame we can't see her, but really nice she's doing well. Yeah, it is really nice. Knowing she's okay finally feels like I can breathe. Now all I need is to find a way to stop one of my employees from constantly nearly cutting off the power to the whole city, and my life will be stress-free. Darn, one of the people that works at the plant does that? Is it Jonathan? I bet it's Jonathan. He's always been as reckless as a Rayquaza in an antique store. It's not Jonathan, no. Anyway, you were telling me what you were doing before the last cut. Oh, right. Well, one of the batteries was nearly empty, so I just had an electrode give it the quick charge beam. Then I don't know what happened. Jonathan must have messed something up, because half of Peridot just lost power. You're using the electrode again, right. Remember, don't use your Pokemon as shortcuts. It is not always safe. I know, but it was fine this time. Nothing went wrong. I guess some people change less than others, huh? They'll probably be at this for a while. We can catch up with them more later. Hey again. Who'd have thought we'd all be here in 10 years when we first met at Peridot Station, huh? It's nice to actually feel like a part of the team at the power plant instead of just getting in their way. I don't blow up gates anymore or anything. Well, not on purpose at least. But Eve has been great. Everyone has really. Rennie taught me a lot about the power plant too, although she got even more excited than I did when I asked her. That was a fun time though. Julia has single-handedly tripled my workload, but she really is trying hard. Maybe a bit carefree, but she gives everything she has. That warmth reminds me of Lumi a little, and I don't see her much when she's traveling, so I guess I just couldn't help but take Julia under my wing. This really makes it sound like I'm the older one. I spent far too long as a voice in Zero's head. Still crazy that was 10 years ago, but here we are now. I run a power plant, and Lumi is healthy and traveling the world. Sounds normal, boring almost, but that's all we ever really wanted. Life is good. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, so we did talk to them. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. It would have been neat to see maybe Lynn or Anna here, but that's okay. I'm still really thankful to be able to, play this game and get to this point. It's just so cool. I guess that's pretty much everyone. Alon, hello again. Are you enjoying the festives? Shelly truly is a wonderful champion, able to bring everyone together so quickly. I'm glad she was right about that you come back. She was very confident she was right, and I was confident in her, but I doubt she'd have taken it well if she'd been wrong. But anyway, we already spoke back at the league. Go and enjoy the party, talk to everyone else. Shelly and I aren't going anywhere, we'll be here when you're done. I think with that, I think we're done. Hello again, Alon. I hope the party is treating you well. Did you want to return to your time? Not really, but I think we gotta go home. Very well. We can have a quick chat and then I'll make sure you get back to your time. Alright, I can take you underneath the city to where the relic stone should be. Then Celebi can take the both of you and the stone back to the correct time and place. But first, did you enjoy the party? It was incredible. I mean, everyone seems to be doing so well. It was nice to talk and catch up with people. I hope our future is as nice as this. With both of you in it, I'm sure it will be even better. And hey, maybe with you still around Alon, I'll train harder and get better even faster. Just you wait. I'll still be champion one day, so enjoy your title while it lasts. You get so furious about a good battle, Shelly. So much that I think you're forgetting something. I am? Ah, I know what you mean. Don't worry, I remember very well. I was just building up for the dramatic effect. Speaking of, if I may make a strange request of both of you, can you close your eyes and follow Heather and I? We have one last surprise before sending you home. Well, I mean, I don't mind. This has been such a good party, I'm sure the surprise will be great. Brilliant, just brilliant. Alright, now follow me. Nearly there. Okay, you two can open your eyes. God. Oh, this is such a giant bro moment, dude. I know it's not everyone, but God, it's so cool to see all of that. We'd figured if you have to go back, we should make sure you have something to remember this by. With that in mind, everybody say Reborn. We'll go on ahead and say Reborn. Reborn. Alright, this is it. Time for Celebi to take you home. Have a safe journey back. Oh, and Alon? Even if you'll be there to defend it in your own timeline. Watch your back, I'm coming for your title. Oh, this is such a bro moment. I love this game so much. Oh, it's so cool. I assume this is a lot of the developers and all that have really helped out with the game, I assume. God, it's so crazy that it started so long ago, this whole project. Oh yeah, Starlight Divide. I do plan to check that out. I know I am a Patreon to that, so this normally isn't really a game that I would get into, but I'm definitely excited to check that out regardless. I think that said there was a demo. I kind of want to wait until like the full game comes out, but I might check out the demo. But God, that's such a bro moment. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, there's Xana. Hi Alon, thanks for taking care of everything until I woke up. I feel like I really dropped the ball, but there was no gravity, so it just kind of floated away and became one with the sun. And now I don't have a ball anymore, so that's kind of sad. But now that I am awake, I can just go buy a new ball. I don't know how that fits into a metaphor, but I'm sure that it does somehow. What were we talking about again? Oh, I should get Lynn a ball too, maybe 3. That way she can learn personal responsibility and also how to dribble. Once again, I don't think about the metaphor too hard, okay? It's shy, just like her. She'll never show it, but I'm sure she really appreciates everything you've done in her own twisted, rule-breaking way. But don't tell her I told you that. She'll probably replace my conditioner with silly string. Actually, you can tell her. That sounds kind of fun. Keep smiling. If I hold a smile for 5 minutes, you start to feel happy accidentally. It's like muscles conditioning or something. Does the smile make the make the joy, or does the joy make the smile? You gotta come by the castle one of these days. Dad and Noelle and I have been trying out a new 3-way chess game. It sucks, but it probably won't suck more if we deal you in and make it 4 ways. Okay, but it would be funny if like a Reggie Rock spawned in this club, and everyone thought its was just part of the beat. I wonder how long it would take someone to notice. True. Real quick. Okay, so I assume most of them pretty much say the same thing then. I believe Anna would be a new person. I guess we can talk to everybody just in case. Yo, you did it, huh? Like again, for real this time. One of the two, who's to say? Congrats, Alon. Thanks for picking up the garbage. No sass. You did good. Well, thank you, Fern. Okay, so you say the same thing. You do as well. Hey, Alon, I know all this anomaly stuff. Okay, that's the same thing as before. I wonder how the Cricket Tot is doing. It's doing good, still chilling in the PC. Okay, that has to do with the one thing. Alon, truly I cannot thank you enough. You've done what I could never do, both in regards to Team Meteor and bringing my child to safety. You can't know what it means to have this second chance. No, I suspect it's more of a third or fourth chance now. In any case, I am more than delighted that it is here. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I was thinking about it earlier. I'm really glad I was invited to that picnic. I'm not sure I would have met Xerneas otherwise. I know Lynn interpreted, but I'm glad Xerneas and I were able to understand each other. Thanks for finishing the job before. Things will be better now. After all, now I'm the only kid running around with completely unrestrained magical powers. That was a joke. Don't worry, I won't do anything unnecessary. Unless... Okay, let's see. I think she's already said that before. About the shaman cure, it's going well. I'm still not entirely sure how to understand it, just relieved. That was sure something, huh? I'm still not sure how to feel about it. I've been working on embracing positivity more for a while now, and that was kind of inspiring back there, honestly. To let the light flow through me, literally, but at the same time I know how ridiculous that sounds. It makes me feel like some kind of hippie putting it that way, but it's kind of hard to phrase it any other way. I do not know. It is a work in progress, but I feel like I'm getting there. It's getting easier to see the good in things anyway. It's a nice feeling. Even how much of a debacle that whole thing with Necrozma was, I'm very glad I was there. Just do me a favor. Don't let Radimus know I said all that. I've got a feeling that man could be pretty blank smug when he's right about something. I don't feel like finding out just how smug. Let's see. To be truthful, I was invited as well. I had every intention of going, but when Laura was called away, I couldn't bring myself to go alone. I would have felt awkward, and as Laura was so excited, I didn't want to go when she couldn't. I am hoping to go next time though. It sounds like a relaxing time, and I know how excited Laura is to get everyone together again. I hope you'll come as well, of course, Alon. I heard you adopted Lynn, that means you adopted me too. No take backsies. Those are the rules, okay? Deal with it. You don't have to worry about me, I'm just another guy now. Sorry, I just want to check and make sure and all. Oh, hey Lynn. What are you up to over here? Hey, what a message from Anna? She can't just tell me herself. What does she say? I'm shy? And I'm going to make her shampoo silly string. Well, I certainly wouldn't say that I especially like people, but come on. I don't know if that quite counts as shy. And what, I'm gonna silly string her shampoo? First of all, it's gotta be a mix of silly string and oil. It'll be easy to get most of it out, but that last bit, ooh, the last bit lives in your hair now. But also, this means she's expecting something. So you know what, I've got the perfect plan. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do nothing, but it's going to be the loudest nothing anyone's ever seen. Every once in a while, I'll just sneak a little glance at her, toss in a grin now and then to really sell it. I'll hang out suspiciously close to some of her stuff. She'll be like, ooh, Lynn's planning something. Can't wait to see what it is. And it'll be nothing. She'll just be on edge for weeks, and I'll probably forget all about it. But then in a few months I'll randomly remember it, and while she's sleeping I'll tie her pigtails into a knot. That'll show her. So, good on you for not killing me. Really. Upstanding moral exemplar there. This is super weird. You know that, right? I'm just sitting here, in a nightclub, the premier location for who's who of the region, located in the obsidian ward of a city that I kept trying to blow up. The most powerful trainers in the region are right in the other room. Any moment now, one of them could stroll on over here and just end me. It'd be justified. Hell, I'm literally sitting next to a glowing map of the region that was specifically made to help you all deal with my bullcrap, but everyone's leaving me be. And some people are even talking to me. Why? What is wrong with you people? Who do I need to brutally murder to get someone upset around here? I just don't get it. This couch is nice though. I guess I have a lot to think about. Hey, don't mind me, too much going on. It's a lot for a small 14-year-old girl. I'm sure I don't feel 14 though. Hanging out with God ages you. Gotta be like 20 by now. Is that it? Huh. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alrighty then. Oh wait. I won't lie, Alon, this is nice, no anomalies, no one fearing for their lives, just good music, good friends too. Well, maybe friends is a stretch for some. I know people have had their issues, and probably still do, but as long as nobody wrecks my club fighting, I'm okay with that. Means I can start getting back to the music. Thanks again, champ, for everything. But real quick, I don't think I actually checked out the RCs, have I? I think it's only fitting to check it out. If I can... There you are. Ooh, that's really cool. Not terrible. But I love the shiny. But god, dude, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels so weird, you know? And I know there are some small quests. There's the whole battle thing. I'm not going to worry about the whole battle thing either. But I do know and heard that there is... Let me see if I can find it. I thought there was... this. By entering this room, you hereby acknowledge that anything you see, hear, observe, and experience are vividly imagined as if it were unmistakably more real than the mutual delusion it must have been in these premise is not and cannot legally be held accountable for being canon. Is this room here. And you can actually talk to the developers and all here. It's really cool. And I guess there's a little room in here for, I guess, a lot of other people that, you know, were a part of this but then I guess disappeared. But yeah, I don't know. I think most likely this will be the final episode overall. I wouldn't mind going through all of this as a video, but I wouldn't mind doing it on my own time anyways. But yeah, mainly just like talking to people in here and all, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens and if anybody says anything or not. But yeah, it's so hard to have words for this. Final thoughts. This game easily will forever be my favorite fan-made game of all time. No doubt about it. I don't think I could ever find a fan-made game that really like helped me out and moved me as much as Reborn. And I know that stuff kind of sounds cringe, but like I brought it up briefly and I'll re-say it again. Like, I just remember being younger, my teen years, 16, 17, finding this game during version 16 and 17. And it's just really helped me through a lot of difficult times. I won't say things were, you know, exciting, happy, and uplifting with some of the stuff that's happened when I was younger and all. I won't go through specifics, but just a lot of dumb stuff going on. But, you know, as I got a little bit older, getting more into Pokemon, well, getting back into Pokemon, I found this game eventually, and I don't know what it was about this game, but it really, like, connected to me. It really just grabbed me into the story, the challenge of the game, and all that kind of stuff, and I'm forever thankful for what this game has done for me. Especially being blessed and thankful to be able to play all the way to the end of the game. I'm really thankful for a lot of the messages that they give throughout the game and advice and all of that, and just everything. There's so much I can say about this game. I truly love it so much, and it's so hard, but I'm sure people understand it. And I know it sounds cringe and all. I get it. You can call me cringe. That's more than fine. But I'll just forever be thankful. It's really helped me through a lot of stuff and difficult times. And I'm really thankful to say, you know, now, you know, being an adult now, I'm just thankful for the position that I'm in now with the job I got a little while back. I'm really thankful for that. all has been good. I'm learning new things, getting into new things, and I'm slowly but surely trying to better myself and all of that. I still got a long ways to go, of course. I'm still young, but I feel like back then me and now me, there's a humongous difference, but there's still a lot of room to grow overall, so yeah, just gotta take it step by step. That's all you can do. But anyways though, I guess that'll most likely be it for today's episode, and this will most likely be the final episode. Unless somebody says they would like me to go through all of this as a video, I can. I feel like I'll probably do it most likely and don't think I'll get a comment on this, but if somehow I do, then I might do a video on all of this, so yeah. But anyways though, that is gonna be it for today's episode. And again, thank you to Amy, Cass, and all of the other developers that have helped out with Pokemon Reborn. Not just myself, but there are so many people out there that you have helped out and really have inspired, and just you've done a lot of good for a lot of people, and we are all forever grateful for what you have done for the community as a whole. So yeah, let me stop being cringe and dumb and being repetitive. I know I'm known to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. And again, thank you to all of the developers and Amy for creating such a wonderful game. I am forever thankful. I love you guys. Good morning.